Welcome back to the NASCAR The Game 2013 Robby Gordon season mode. We have 7 wins and 8 races, as we've really put the points on him in the beginning portion of this season. We're now moving on to race number 9 from Richmond Raceway. Matt Kenseth sets second in the point standings. He looks to be our biggest competition, at least at this portion of the season. Martin Truex Jr. third. Casey Mears still running great in fourth with 3 top 10s. Greg Biffle sets 5th in points. Dennis 6th. Paul Menard 7th. JPM in 8th. Jimmy Johnson 9th. Ryan Newman 10th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in his breakout rookie season sets 11th. And Big Daddy sets in 12th. From there, Travis Pastrana, big shout out to him, sets 14th in points. Kyle Busch finally getting his season on the right track, up to 15th. And David Reagan, after a good run at Kansas, picked up 5 spots in the points standings, up to 20th. He is now back into good contention of being able to utilize that victory for a wild card spot in the chase grid. But we're a long way till race 26, 18 races from now, so we'll be having to talk about that probably, month or 2 down the road. And like I said last episode, Travis Kvapil still the worst driver in the field, leading the last car standings. So we continue the season. We keep racking up victories. Only got 1 pole, though. I don't think we're going to get another at Richmond, but we move on to Richmond Raceway. Another short track, not quite as stupid as Martinsville or Bristol. More of a medium stupid. Not even as bad as Phoenix. Probably the best shorter track that we've gone to all season.
Before you begin qualifying, let's be sure the car is set up how you want it. Now head out and run a few laps.
I can tell you, in all honesty, that's not needed. We're going to apply the preset race setup. And get this, I'm going to take some air pressure out of it. That's all I'm going to do. Now you might be wondering, well, what did I do to the setup? I'll tell you exactly what. I put 5% more tape on the grill, and I dropped the air pressures by 3 psi in each tire. That's it. The rest of the setup's pretty good. From there, that's just what I'm going to work with. I'm going to qualify on it, I'm going to race on it, and hopefully win with it.
There's some good times being set today, buddy. Make sure yours is one of them.
That is accurate encouragement. But I don't think we're going to be one of them. Qualifying in the daylight. And so here we go. Probably only 1 good lap. Second lap is only if I screw up the first. I'm already screwing up the out lap. There we go.
Good, great practice, buddy. Let's make it count here. Chase that pole. Good solid lap there,
13th.
buddy. Let's see what you can do here.
Obviously not the pole or anywhere near it, but it's a starting position, and it's not last, as I'm totally butchering the second lap. Yeah, there's only enough good in the tires for 1 qualifying lap. From there, it's just race laps, because I'm qualifying on, race setup and impound setup.
You can do it.
But good enough, though. We got a starting position that's top half.
Good, strong performance, pal. You're in the front half of the pack.
My thoughts exactly. And the rest of the starting grid, Jeff Gordon on pole, Matt Kenseth second, once again applying the pressure in the championship. Harvick, Edwards, Dennis, BK, Dale Jr., Martin Truex Jr., Travis Pastrana 9th. I got out-qualified by Pastrana. And Tony Stewart 10th. Then from there, Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson, and then myself in 13th position. So a good enough starting spot. Hopefully Pastrana doesn't screw up the field too much on the start. From there, the rest of the grid looks pretty tame. No real big exceptions back here, except for Pastrana, 9th position. Is he getting his career, actually going forward in stock car racing? This is one of the ones where it has to, load and go to night, isn't it? Sure enough.
Good luck, pal. Give us a great show.
Hello, everyone. Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, and Fox Sports welcoming you to tonight's coverage of the Capital City 400 from Richmond.
Mike, most of the drivers consider this track to be their favorite. They love racing here. They like the open spaces that you have in the corners, kind of get 2 or 3 wide. It's fast, but not too fast. Close, maybe too close.
Boy, that curving front straightaway, that takes its toll.
It does, Mike. It wears you out. This place is a lot more physical than it looks like.
When they started here in the early 50s, this was a half-mile dirt track. Now at 3/4 of a mile with a looping front straightaway, Many drivers say this is the perfect combination of short track and super speedway. Let's find out.
This place ain't so popular now, is it? Here we go.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing on the 3/4 mile track, boys and girls. All right, buddy, this is the big day.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the wrong way thing. That bothers me every time.
10-4.
I'm just going to have to, at one point, get over it.
One out.
And I didn't comment on this in the last episode, but I really enjoy Kyle Busch in the Interstate Batteries car. It's just right to have the 18 car in the Interstate colors. One lap completed, already up into the top 10, going 3 deep on KFB and BK. Brad just really nailed the wall right there. See ya, Travis
Find your next victim.
and Dale.
We're on the
Yeah, and there's Matt Kenseth leading this race.
nice lap.
I just set the fastest lap. Ooh, yeah.
At your door up top.
How about that? I think I just killed everyone. Don't give me an opening. That was their fault. Do not give me an opening. The nose is going in. I am second, though, and I'm not pitting. Me and Kenseth. The early season championship battle.
Pass to the start-finish line.
All right, here we go. I'm restarting up on the outside. That's dangerous.
Clean air here, buddy.
Let's sail it off into there. Hopefully the car cuts.
Low side.
Straightaway speed.
High. Clear left side.
And clear. And we are leading at Richmond after kicking Carl Edwards right to the tail end of the field. If you look behind me, everyone is log jamming right now,
Whatever you're
which is
doing,
why I'm
keep
glad to
doing
not be a part of it. Big game stutter. I don't know why. Don't know what's happening. Is the encoding overloaded in the recording? It appears to not be. Is it the computer melting? Or is it the game deciding to stop functioning? A multitude of strange and unfamiliar problems. As I'm now sliding the right rear. Yeah, this one's also going to be boring for the viewer, I can already tell. I've got a 2-second advantage
Smooth your way out front. Use that clean air.
above Kenseth right now, the president. And, well, it's increasing by about 4/10 almost every corner, isn't it? Yeah, this might get boring if we stay green. We are going to have to pit at some point. Probably about lap 40. Split the race dead in half. And that's about it. If we can go caution-free, that'd just be hilarious. I think we could probably lap the field just naturally. So this is what I meant by it's not unfair like Bristol. It's not super easy like Martinsville. It's just easier than most tracks should be. It's easier than a good challenge. Let me just put it that way, because this feels like I'm playing on easy. I'm actually playing on champion. I guess if you had like a worse controller, I'm playing this with a PS3 controller. I guess if you had a worse controller and, you know, a bit of a handicap from that, it'd be harder, more of a fair challenge. Or if you just weren't very good at the game in general, say it's your first time playing it, then it'd be probably a
We can do this
more fair
all
challenge.
day.
But I've got more laps than I could count on these Utechnic-style NASCAR games, so I'm just used to all their weird quirks. Not really this one, though. This playthrough is pretty much all the footage of me ever playing this game, because I told the story when we started this playthrough, but didn't have a computer that could actually run the game when it was new, and by the time that, you know, had a computer that could run it, it wasn't really topical whatsoever, but now this game's kind of in vogue as people are realizing it's a pretty wacky mess when certain things happen. Like, you know, Martinsville was a great example of that. And, like, you know, even though in Kansas was tame, and it looks like this race is going to be too, the ratings are just fantastic. You know, Casey Mears still sets fourth in the championship points. And I don't think he's going anywhere. You know, that's just where he's at. That's how he ranks among his competition. He is fourth best of the Cup Series, which is just a really big statement about the way the ratings work in this game.
Okay, let's use that clean air. Keep digging.
Meanwhile, Kyle Busch sets 15th in points. and started the year with like 3 or 4 finishes beneath 35th. I swear, when you get an advantage like this, and you know, it's not something like what I mentioned in the last episode, F1 or something where you're calculating so much in your mind while driving that you can't even physically talk. In this, you know, you can talk the whole time you're doing it. Maybe you'll start slipping the right rear tire, but beyond that, it's pretty controllable. But this just feels like a podcast now. I'm just pressing just a few inputs, but mostly just rambling. Yeah, you can do the whole clutch and coast thing at Richmond. I'm doing it to save a little bit of fuel and to push that fuel number a little bit farther, just in case I need to do it, because technically, when it comes to fuel, it's looking like I could even make 60 laps. You know, this is only an 80-lap race, so that's a strategy opportunity if no cautions happen, but I bet cautions are going to happen in some way, shape, or form. Is that Nemechek up in front of me? It's a little bit too dark to even tell. I think it's the 87. Yes, it is. And he did not get in the braking zone very well at all, nor did he get off the corner. Probably shouldn't have tried to ram him. But you know what? He's gone now. Never mind.
At your door on the bottom. Clear left.
Is this what we're doing, Joe? Is this how we're going to play it? All right.
Car in front's heading to the pit.
You better. That's not how you race the leader.
Slow it down. Caution
There you
down.
go. You earned that one. I don't even care if that screws up a strategy. Earned it. Pitting.
You want to pit, buddy?
And technically, like I said, I can make it about 60 laps on gas. So if we get no cautions from here, that'd be good to make it all the way to the end. Not very many cars stayed out. At least it doesn't appear that there was many. Well, changed my mind now. About half the field stayed out, but still quite a few committed to pitting. I'm not the first one off, but we had to repair damage from Nemco Slow over there. And Matt Kenseth first, Martin Truex Jr. second. All the way from first down to 13th did not pit. Bit of a strange strategy. I mean, with the door wide open to come down pit road, why not take it? I'm going to restart in 17th position. Obviously, why would Joe Nemechek take right sides? After all that, why would you take right sides? I guess teams had the money at this point.
Nice pit stop right there.
Couldn't
Just
afford
like
the lefts.
Okay, go get it, man. We're still one of the fastest cars out there. Keep hitting your mark.
All right, back to racing.
Car high.
Gotta get my head back in the game. Deep dive underneath Newman.
Got your door. 3 wide.
Watch Josh Wise up here. And there's a rare Travis Quapple sighting up towards the front of the field as we nearly destroy 20 cars.
It's too fast, man. Check up. Check up.
I don't know where Bobby was going there,
Clear, bud.
and I don't even know where he went. They got a big old stack up going for the lead. I think that's Travis pressuring Matt Kenseth.
We're outside you.
That is awesome.
Outside.
And
Closing on the bottom.
I am not wrecking.
Out of that one.
I am not wrecking.
Up top. Got one working the top.
Did not wreck. I saw the sand barrels and my entire life's memories,
Top.
but I did not wreck this car. They're wrecking big time. Somebody's flipping. This race has gone from a 0 to a 10. Let's take a look. That's shoving 5 cars into a 2-car space. And was it Kurt that flipped? I think it was Kurt. He was doing some crowd surfing crap back there. You know what? To play with the fuel number again, I think I'm going to pit. Because I might as well. That's going to cycle Travis into the lead because he decides to stay out. And I might as well be closer on the fuel number just for some dumb strategy I could pull out of a hat in case we actually start going caution-free. Because if we can survive the first 10 laps of a run, you know, while they're still trying to do the whole 5- and 6-car jam sessions on exit, if we can survive that without a caution, then we might not even get a caution for the whole stint. So that's something to think about for the strategy. That's why I want to be like as positive as I can with the fuel number, so that I can actually make the finish in case we have to go 50 laps or something to the checkers. Yep, that's Travis Pastrana leading this race at Richmond. That is fantastic. I'm going to restart 39th. Kind of last the first challenge already.
Go down low. Let's go to work now, buddy. Come on.
Here we go. Deep dive.
One outside. Car inside, just looking.
That one didn't work quite as well as I wanted. That's because I pretty much dumped Austin Dillon.
Come on, man. Keep that momentum. Keep that momentum.
Okay, we got a gigantic stack up
Car behind.
that I'm just going to plow straight through.
3 wide. You're in the middle. 3 wide. Too high.
Matt, I was not going to be able to slow down for that one.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
There goes half the field. Brake pedal's a little long on that corner entry. That's why we wrecked 20 cars. I'm pitting again
Buddy, you staying out.
because I feel like it. I can sense this is when the race starts to get stupid. Whether it be my own moves or the AI's maneuvers that get people like Kurt Busch to flip. Me and Kenseth
Okay, let's do this.
have now officially gotten into a scuffle. 100% my fault, but I bet all of our scuffles will be that way. See, I'm the kind of guy to where if I make someone mad from wrecking them or something, you don't give them the chance to get you back. You just go and wreck them again. I'm even better than Ross Chastain. Cone got knocked over. This time, it's Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, front row. I'm restarting down 41st. Not that much of a loss.
Way to go, boys.
You know, I restarted last time
Good stuff.
39th, now 41st. But each time I get closer on the fuel number, which honestly I think I'm already in the fuel window to make the whole race, but still good to be better at least on tire wear, because I don't know if I'm within the tire window on that right front.
Car up top.
They're going to wreck right there, aren't they?
Clear right. Nice and easy. Just keep
It looked like they were
doing
going
what
to.
you're
That's why I just backed out.
doing. At your door up top.
All right, so now we got to settle into a bit of a run.
That's it, dude. Every position is more points.
There's Nemechek.
2 outside.
Okay, we're like 5 wide. I'm getting out of here
First
immediately.
3 seconds.
Thank God I wasn't in that mess with Joe Nemechek back there. And here's Matt Kenseth again.
Outside.
We're going to keep it clean, but
Car up
I'm hopefully going to leave him in the dust.
high side.
Is that 4 wide? Paul Menard all the way up there. Hitting the wall.
4 wide. Car at your door. Up top at your door.
All right, we're just
We're on the high
carving
side.
our way straight up through this field. Big dive
Digging.
into 1. 6 wide or something.
Really good. Come on, man. Inside.
I'm not wrecking.
Yep. car
I wasn't the one who wrecked.
Come on, buddy.
Everybody else did. I wasn't one of them. I think the whole field died. Yep. There they go. Yeah. I don't think there's a single car we haven't hit into, by proxy at least, over the course of this race. And I just dropped the controller, and I'm hitting again.
Rows now.
All right, boys, you know the drill. 4 tires, repair the damage, drive straight through holographic Jeff Gordon. How many sets of tires are we going to use in this race? I swear to God, we're going to burn through like 16 sets. It's a lot of money. Anyway, JJ and JPM is the front row. Dennis sets third. Good to see Mark Martin actually running semi-decent. Well, more than semi-decent, 4th position, but he's probably going to fade because that's been typical of his season. Anyway, we're restarting 39th again. It's doable. Easily doable, actually,
Now, buddy.
as every time we get better and better compared to the leaders on our tires. We got some
At your door,
wonky
up top.
restart stuff going on there.
It's time to go to work. He's coming high. First is leading by 3 seconds.
All right.
Keep rolling.
An instant
Keep rolling.
3-wide move. Jeff Gordon's back here with us.
Nice pass.
Big old dive into 3.
Car outside.
And now up to 28th already.
Clear up high.
Wow.
Every position is
Thread needles.
car 2
All right, here we go to the inside.
Driver in first, 2 seconds.
They wrecked,
Yellow.
and I'm wrecking them. Who wrecked this time? A 4-wide mess, and Brad is on the short end of the stick, and so is a bunch of other people. This time, I don't think we need to pit,
Are you clear?
and we're going to cycle out of that decision in 18th. I'd love to get a long run in, because we'd be easily good to make it to the finish. Whoa, Ruderman. Did you see him cut right up in line behind my car? I thought he was going to clip me in the left rear.
Behind you. High side.
There we go, 4-wide dive.
Nice and smooth. Stay focused.
Yeah, Kurt Busch flipped earlier. He parlayed a flip into a 10th place running position.
Far outside you.
Very nice.
The leader's a second
Carl
ahead.
Edwards I dumped earlier as well.
High.
I was actually unrelated to the Kurt Busch thing, but I definitely was the cause of Carl Edwards getting kicked to the back, and he's up here,
Car 2 back.
so you can't be too upset.
All clear.
Leader is currently Dennis in Richmond. Very fitting. 3 wide, let's make it 4.
Okay, let's go fight.
Yeah!
4 wide. 3 wide.
Yeah, it's a good lead battle. People say Richmond ain't exciting anymore. I'm making it exciting.
3 wide. 3 wide. You're in the middle.
There we go.
1 on the bottom. Put it on the left.
We got a car on pit road.
Far
Don't have any
inside.
idea who that is.
Clear low.
It is Josh Wise who was pitting. All right, I think the field is over the early race wrecking,
One out there.
and we might actually get a long run as more cars are pitting. Don't tell me we're going to get a repeat of Kansas, where I don't have to pit again and everybody else is just an idiot. Because honestly, that just kind of sucks.
Caution's out.
There it is. There's the caution, and there's the checkup out of Josh Wise. There goes Matt and Junior and everyone into the turn 3 wall. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. Combos. I'm going to pit one last time. Depends on if we get more cautions. That's floating. That was a floating object. This is probably the last time we need to pit, because
let's get this
hopefully
stuff
the
figured out.
field's done wrecking. It probably isn't, but I'd like to think that it is. And from there, we're obviously good on fuel because we can make it easily halfway. All right, so your front row this time is Johnson and Dennis. I'm going to restart down in 27th. David Reagan took right sides only. Josh Wise pitted but didn't do anything. All right, here we go again. Obviously good to go on fuel and everything, so
Car outside. At your door.
it's just run as hard as you want.
We've been here before, buddy. Come on, let's pick it up.
Kill the cone, take it with you.
Driver in first, 2 seconds ahead.
That was Junior walling it that hard.
Looking really good, buddy.
Did you see Harvick's corner entry right there? It was pretty much about as flat as you could make it.
To the pit.
Car in front's head to the pit. I don't know what to make of that, but I'm diving in anyway. We're either 4 or 5 wide. The cone is way up on the racetrack now.
Right side's clear.
Got cars hitting the wall everywhere. 3 wide on Harvick
Car up top.
and Bobby Labonte. Travis Pastrana still got a good run going. Deep dive into the corner.
The leader's a second ahead. Car up high.
Brad just walled it.
Yellow's out.
And caution.
Warning caution.
I wonder who screwed it off of 2 again. This time, Big Daddy himself, Jeff Gordon, loops it off the corner with Kurt Busch. I'm going to pit. I might as well. I mean, if we're going to keep doing this, and that's still floating, but if we're going to keep doing this, might as well just keep wasting sets of tires. Johnson gets off in front of us. I think also maybe Marcos. Tony Stewart, Dennis is your front row. I'm going to restart 34th. I don't like being on the outside line. That's the one thing I have to say about that. Good job for Danica and Travis Quapple being up in the top 15.
Okay, go get him, man. We're
That
still
probably
on
won't last very long.
Keep hitting your mark.
All right, hoping to get to the bottom.
Getting about 3 seconds.
as soon as possible, but it's not going to be turn 1.
All right, your door. Down low. At your door.
Getting door slammed. Whoa, man, I don't know how that one didn't lead to me wrecking. Really? Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the mirrors. Didn't realize I got Casey dumped. That one turned around really quickly for him. Anyway, I'm staying out, and 25th is where I'm going to restart. Inside line. That's critical. This time restarting behind a wiggly Jeff Gordon.
Keep working. One up top. One outside.
All right. Can we make it one lap?
3 wide. 2 outside.
I don't know.
Man, check up. Check up.
We didn't. We did not make it a lap. No thanks to me, but still, we didn't do it. All right, this time it was also a wreck I caused, because Harvick completely lost control from my nuts corner entry. Yeah, this time do I pit? Yes. This is going to be a very expensive race for rubber, but a very profitable race for Goodyear. All right, the two contenders in the championship coming in at the same time, me and Matt Kenseth. Everybody else, for the most part, staying out, but the championship guys, we got something on them with this strategy. We know what we're doing. All right, so your front row is Trevor Bayne and Martin Truex Jr. Look at Travis Kvapil, Casey Mears, Danica, David Stremme, David Rudeman all the way up there. And I'm going to restart 42nd. Me and Matt Kenseth might not have picked the right strategy, but we got the points to be able to gamble. All right, I'm going to do myself a favor and drop in behind Kenseth. There we go. I took out the cone while I was there.
Car outside. At your door.
Deep dive underneath Almirola.
3 wide. 2 outside.
Made it work. He almost wrecked,
You're doing great.
but he didn't. And so that means no caution.
First is leading by 3 seconds.
I'm sure I'm catching, like if this was a real race, I would be catching so many people off guard with how deep I'm charging this car off into the corner.
Car outside you.
Just imagine someone who could get that much deeper into a braking zone than everybody
3
else.
wide. 2 outside. Nicely done, man. Fight back, man. Fight back. Yellow flag. Yellow.
That was an eventful corner. Man, I felt like I was wrecking for 3 days. Yeah, that time I actually wrecked. The other times were just like cool slides and everything. Then again, I didn't go all the way around. But still, I got a pit. You can hear the rattle in the engine now. So I damaged it, probably hitting Dave Blaney. Somebody already killed the cone. You can see there it is, laying on its side. But front row this time is Truex and Austin Dillon. Danica's up to 3rd. I'm going to restart down in 42nd. Again, I'm going to try to
That was our fastest
let
stop today.
Harvick by this time to get down to the bottom.
Doing great, buddy.
And from here, I'd like to have just no cautions. Just get this thing to the finish so I can get up towards the front. Again, maybe I don't need to drop down to the bottom.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Step it up. One inside. Stay up top.
I changed my mind.
We're on the
Changed my mind.
left side's clear.
The moment I saw 4 wide, I knew I should be on the bottom of it.
One outside. Keep rolling.
Yep, big checkup right
3
there.
wide. 2 high. Car outside you.
Deep braking
3
zone.
seconds.
Power off of it, almost up into the top 30. There it is, they're wrecking. They didn't fully wreck though, but somebody just ate the wall big time.
Behind you.
But no caution, that's the way I like it.
Car up top. Car high.
Oh, 4 wide, don't mind if I do.
Really good. Come on, man. 3 wide. 2 high.
Go where they ain't.
High side. Nicely done.
Travis Pastrana's following me through, by the way.
First, 2 seconds ahead. door. Up top, at your door.
We got this, buddy.
Yeah, they just clocked the wall big time back there. Couldn't quite tell who that was. But, oh, it was Newman. Yeah, he hit the wall with a lot of force. I think I just spit all over the television screen. There we go, I had to fix that. Deep braking zone.
That's it, dude. Every position.
Oh, they kept it together. Just barely.
Check your outside. Eyeside's clear.
All right, here we go again. Deep braking zone.
Top 5. You can do it. Stay on your toes.
Danica goes way up the track. And we make it happen. Gonna take away second.
Clear up high.
And now only one car between us and the lead, and that's Truex. Now, when we go back to Richmond in the fall, I bet them their MWR car is going to be a bit of a topic of conversation. Here we go, underneath Truex,
Nice
and
job.
there's the lead.
Clean air here. Let's use
After
it.
toiling in the back for as long as I did,
Clear up top.
it's good to be back in clean air. And I don't think I'm going to pit again. Just don't think it's going to have to happen. Yeah, I've been silent for just a few laps trying to get a gap above Truex. It's now out to 1.7. But this is the part of the race where it gets boring for the viewer, and back to essentially being a podcast with race car noise in the background. Look at that. The gap is already 2.5 seconds on the 56 car.
You're doing great.
We are gapping them
Second place
big
is
time.
way back.
And now 10 laps to go.
10 to go.
3-second advantage over the 56 car. This is a good portion of the season for us because, you know, we've been dominating already the majority of the schedule. We've won every race except for one. You know, if NASCAR wasn't already confiscating our cars, they're going to have to start going after every single piece we bring to the track. But at this point, once we get into the summer stretch, there's probably going to be some races we're going to get into that will actually be more of a, you know, fair challenge because these ones I've been pretty much running away with. And so I apologize to the viewer if they get boring some of the time, but that's the whole point of the commentary. I hope to make up for the lack of crap you get to see on track at a time like this, you know, with an advantage of 4.5 seconds now that I've got just through rambling. But, you know, this is the hardest the game gets. This is champion difficulty, and I'm mainly playing it for the wackiness that you get to see. Because even though in this race, you know, we're dominating it now, it got really wacky there for a while. Although I guess the new goal becomes, can we, you know, reach them Richard Petty records for victories? If we're putting this many wins on the season already, all but one, you know, can we break that record of 27? There's one race I can tell you with confidence we're not going to win. That's Watkins Glen. The AIs in this game are so much on a rail, and there's track limits that equal time penalties, and the track limits are, you know, how stock cars drive Watkins Glen. I'll get into a whole big rant when I'm actually doing that race, but my God, the AIs can go off course, but you can't. You know, it's a really big one-sided adventure, much like Bristol, but actually worse because Bristol doesn't penalize you. So yeah, Watkins Glen, I'm practically, and this is ironic considering I'm driving as Robby Gordon. There we go. I'm going to pretty much start and park Watkins Glen. I mean, I'm going to run the laps, but there's like no hope of a good finish. It's going to look all of a sudden like, you know, I'm in NASCAR Thunder 2004 in my first season at Watkins Glen. Even though this right here looks like your 10th season beating the crap out of the whole field. All right, 2 laps to go. Only traffic I'm going to even have to deal with at all is Scott's speed. And I'm going to dispose of him right here.
Car outside. Car up high.
And there's a white flag.
Your right side.
No dumb restarts.
Come on, Victor Lane, buddy. This is it.
And we really put on a clinic in this one. towards the latter half, because there's a good portion of this race where I was just screwing around, wrecking outside of the top 25. But once I got my crap together, like normal, we've put together a race-winning performance. Going to slide the thing off the corner like you always do at Richmond.
Yes.
And there we go.
Way to go, buddy. Great
Another
job.
one.
Awesome, buddy.
And I guess we're just going to stop down to one.
Teamwork. Take your time, buddy.
Another
Give us a
victory.
good burnout.
Now, the cool thing about Richmond is there's less banking on the straightaway, so I can actually do myself a donut. There's one.
Way to go.
And there is the race logo. Getting that one, too. Now we got to go for the victory lap. At least this place is shorter, but very difficult. And there it goes. I can't light the car on fire. I backwards into pit road. But anyway, that's a victory. Gonna shut my face off so we can get that clear shot of Robby Gordon's success.
That was incredible. Victory lane suits you, buddy.
Well, at least this time, I guess you could say we treated a race-winning race car with more dignity and respect, as Ryan Blaney would want me to do. We've scored another victory, this time at Richmond. Martin Truex Jr. second. Look at that MWR stuff going on in that top five. I think it's really topical towards September. Joey Logano in third position, Mark Martin fourth, Danica Patrick with a top five finish. That is a career best finish, believe it or not, for her in Cup. So that's actually really quite neat. Regan Smith, sixth position for Phoenix Racing. That's really neat. Dale Earnhardt Jr. seventh, Jimmy Johnson in eighth, Matt Kenseth brought it home in ninth after wrecking as many times as he did. Austin Dillon in 10th, Travis Pastrana 11th, Paul Menard 12th, got Kyle Busch, David Reagan up in here. Farther down, Clint Boyer, the other MWR car in 20th, and Scott Speed was dead last. The only car I was able to lap, but at least Joe Nemechek got second to last. Couldn't quite give him the honor of lapping him, though. And so for what it was, that was a rather fun race. I mean, got into a rivalry with Joe Nemechek, of all people. Matt Kenseth still set second in points. Martin Truex Jr. third. Jimmy Johnson all the way up to fourth. If he can get up to third position, I think that, like I said, will probably be the top three in the championship standings. Paul Menard sets in fifth position. Dennis in sixth. Casey Mears drops all the way down to 7th. Greg Biffle in 8th position. JPM 9th. Travis Pastrana is up in the chase grid. He sets 10th. That's incredible. Ryan Newman drops down to 11th, and David Reagan, he sets right now down in 21st position, and we're still early enough in the season to where it's a little bit early to start talking about wild cards. But Danica Patrick, by the way, has moved up to 20th in the point standings, tied with Dale Earnhardt Jr., who, by the way, has 3 poles in 9 races. Why is he qualifying so good and not finishing there? And last in points, still Travis Kvapil. And so anyway, that's been race number 9 of the NASCAR The Game 2013 Robby Gordon season mode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, had some choice moments, at least I'd like to think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got a Patreon set up as well, and there's going to be a whole lot more Robby Gordon content and whatever else I come up with in the future, so stay tuned.